Yo, YouTube, what is up? Your boy had a great week of trading. Ain't gonna even lie, it's been a long time since I had a great week. It feels so good, ain't gonna lie. But today Thursday, I'm not gonna trade tomorrow. I'm gonna stick to that. Just because I haven't, I'm undefeated this week. Why risk money, put money on the table tomorrow, and potentially lose that. And I know how I am. If I lose on a Friday, sometimes I just happen to go tilt, place another trade, that trade end up losing, and then boom, over leverage, the account gone. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be happy with my profits. You know haven't had a winning week in a long time because I always take breaks a lot, just because I trade small accounts. I always deposit $100, and after like the fees and stuff, it comes out to be like $93 or whatever. So I'm always trading with a small account. Sometimes I deposit two to $400, 200 to $400 in there. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, if my bank account is looking pretty well. But with the new career that I'm in, that's not nothing. So yeah, once I do become pretty skillful at what I do, I will most definitely be depositing a good lump sum of money in the account and just go from there. But ultimately, hopefully I don't have to do that. Hopefully I can just grow this small account to whatever balance that it gets to. Once it gets to the thousands, I'll be comfortable with that and just go from there. Because I'm happy with making $50 in a day, $100 in a day. That's just extra. And just imagine me doing these same numbers on a larger account. It's just a different risk, and those numbers would then be way more. Like $300 in a day. I'll take that any day. But yeah, I'm a small account trader that that looks at trading as as a skill. If you really and truly have a skill, then there's no need to deposit a lump sum of money inside of an account, especially if that you really don't got it like that. Like then I didn't have it like that, but now I got it like that. But I'm still gonna stick to what I was doing, which is trading with a small account, just working on a skill set, working on my strategy, my psychology, just everything trading, everything that it takes to be a professional day trader, an A plus setup type of a trader, not just getting random trades, not over trading, not not going till, I want to say, not over leveraging, but with a small account you do somewhat have to over leverage. But when I do get to a point where I am trading larger accounts, don't over leverage. But at the end of the day, if if you comfortable with the risk, then put the risk on. That's also another way that I said I don't really look at it as in percentages. Look at it as in dollar amount. So yeah, price action. I just really truly learned how to read price action this year. It's currently August. I learned how to read price action like in February, March, somewhere around that time. I've been reading it wrong this entire time. I was somewhat kind of reading it right but wrong for a while, but now I truly understand how to read it. But yeah, trading price action really has kind of changed the game for me, because I was trading supply and demand. That was cool. Then I also started trading a little scalping strategy that I had came up with myself. I was trading like a simple engulfing pattern with following the EMA, which was negative risk reward strategy that I was using. But that ultimately gave me the most profitability that I ever really had when it comes to trading, and also consistency, because it was so systematic because you're looking for, you know, this one thing like it's something that a kindergarten can understand. And, you know, that ultimately, you know, gave me, you know, I was able to grow a small account to a good amount, but I ultimately ended up going tilt, over leveraging, and losing it all. So yeah, but I just wanted to get on here to say that, you know, I had a great week. 77% gain this week. Started with $93. The account is now at, you know, roughly 165. You know, today, Thursday, I'm not going to trade tomorrow. I'm just going to take the day off. Be happy with my profits, be happy with my gains, because I know how I can get. If I was to, you know, take a loss, so, you know, I'll put money on the table on a Friday, and then I know that I can, you know, come back tomorrow to, you know, get it back in blood. but yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, wait till the new week, Monday, Tuesday, whenever a trade opportunity presents itself, and, you know, take it from there. I'm just gonna be patient. You know, I'm just gonna keep on studying the charts, keep back testing, keep working on the skill, and, you know, my psychology, my mind. You know, me not trading tomorrow is also kind of me working on my psychology. You know, being able to take a day off, being able to, you know, just, you know, stick to the plan, stick to what I say I'm gonna do, and, you know, just being great overall. Because what does the 6-figure trader Zach, how does he trade? What does the 7-figure trader Zach, how does he trade? You know, is he able to, you know, say, okay, I'm not going to trade tomorrow, and actually not trade tomorrow? You know, how does that Zach trade? Yeah, I fucked my finger up at work. Well, really when at work, I was getting a 4 a.m. workout in. Like, I'm locked in, I'm telling you. I was getting a 4 a.m. workout in, and I was putting the weight back on the little re-rack bar, and it slipped. My finger had slipped, and it, you know, it scraped it, and it was white meat. This happened like 2 days ago, but it really ain't that bad. But yeah, but back to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna come back next week. You know, continue to stay locked in, continue to study the charts, continue to back test, continue to watch, you know, one of the courses that I got. Continue to, you know, just study price action ultimately, and study, you know, my entries, and, you know, stop loss, take profits, and all those things, you know, all the things to, you know, become better, to become great. And yeah, I'm blessed. You know, shout out to the Lord, and let's continue to grow and continue to elevate.